You got one of these? I'm sure you do. Everyone's got one in their closet. An old Commodore 64. They sold millions of these things back in when? When was it, Joshua?
82.
1982.
Yeah.
Joshua Brentano, our esteemed producer and longtime screensaver, is here. You were a Commodore fan when you were a little guy.
7 years old.
Is this yours?
No.
No.
This is ours broke. We played it too much.
Yeah. This was a very, very popular computer, and there were a lot of games on it. And, you know, if you look at the games in the old computers, they're not as sophisticated as the games that we're used to.
Right.
But because you played them when you were young, there's this nostalgia. You want to play them again.
That's right.
So tell me what you did here.
Well, what I've done is I ended up with, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of games that we got way back.
On discs or
on
cartridges?
floppy disks, on 5 1/4 floppy disk. And what you can do is you can take those discs and turn them into ROMs, into images. And we've talked about those before on the show.
Right. That's
to
what
play in your emulator.
That's what you download for an emulator.
Right, exactly. And so what you can do actually is connect your Commodore to your PC and store all those ROMs on your PC, but still use the hardware, the Commodore equipment to load and play them.
Who needs an emulator when you got a Commodore 64?
Have the real
Is
thing.
it better to do this way?
No.
No.
I think it's more fun.
Well,
but
there's certain. I got to tell you.
It depends.
The key,
the joystick,
an actual joystick, and these are the old Atari style joysticks, really aren't the same. And it is better playing it with these.
It is. They're designed for these joysticks, not a big Sidewinder or something like that.
You got to look at these, folks. I'm going to put the joystick down because look at this. This thing weighs more than my laptop. What was this thing?
Floppy drive.
That's all that is. A floppy drive, just a few hundred K. But so do you need one of these to start with?
You don't. What you can do is you can.
If you have them on floppies,
if you
I guess you would.
floppy, you can put them into your PC that way.
Okay. So you would hook this up to your PC, and using some special software, you dump the images onto your PC. Your PC hard drive can hold all of those images.
Right. Or you can go online and get them from one of my favorite sites is C64.com.
You can download them.
They have every ROM there you could possibly want.
Now this is the key, right?
That's the key. That's an XE1541 cable.
Okay.
And it's a specially designed cable that's wired to go from your Commodore on the back.
Let's show the back here. So this goes into the floppy drive port of the Commodore.
Goes right there, and then it goes to the parallel port of your PC.
Ah, so there's key number one. You got to have a PC with a parallel port.
With a parallel port.
That's the old style printer port.
Exactly.
No USB adapter, nothing
yet.
All right,
no.
Okay.
And the biggest key is choosing the computer you're going to use, because the program we're going to use here is called 64 HDD, and it works in DOS. And you can get it to work on a machine that has Windows and that sort of thing, but it's much easier just plain old DOS, pre-Windows DOS.
So that program is the one that loads the images.
It loads the
image. Then, so basically it's turning this hard drive-based PC into a floppy disk drive to service the Commodore 64.
And the PC you want to have a Pentium 486, something slower to get the two computers to kind of match speed.
Where do you get the cable?
You get the cable from a number of sites online. I have it in the article.
Is it expensive?
About $15.
And then the software is freely downloadable?
It's free. You can get a professional
version. Show us how it works.
So right now on the PC here, we're running a program called C64 or 64 HDD.
Look at that. It looks just like a Commodore.
Well, that's because it is the Commodore.
Oh, we're looking at the Commodore right now. Oh, all right.
So on the computer screen,
that would explain it.
On the computer screen, loading this program is the biggest pain because there are a bunch of different switches and settings and that sort of thing.
Do you document that on our site?
It is in the article, yes.
Okay, great.
It's on there. And so it's just a matter of finding those settings and matching them up. And so you start the server.
So if we can switch over, Christian, to the PC screen, which will be a black and white DOS screen.
Exactly.
And show that. That's the program.
That's the program running. And so you have the program. You define it as device number 8.
Okay.
Just point it to the directory where they're stored, and a bunch of other switches here.
The nice thing is a hard drive can hold literally every Commodore game ever made.
It can.
Easily.
It absolutely can. I don't know, probably only a couple hundred megs.
Let's load a game.
Okay, so we'll load a game.
You got it running on this side. That makes the PC look like a floppy disk drive to work Commodore.
I just started the server.
Okay.
And as soon as you turn it on, we're going to load the directory there.
That's what that dollar sign is.
Exactly. I even separated them all alphabetically. So that means directory name B.
Got it.
So we're going to load that. And then we have to actually load the contents of the directory.
So the 8 is the drive that you select in the drive.
Okay. And list it. So there are all the ROMs that I downloaded.
Games. And that's just the ones beginning with B.
Exactly. I'm going to list that again.
Let's play a game.
We'll play a game. We will play BC's Quest for Tires. So what you have to do is load the ROM, which is BC.
I remember
Quest.
that. BC Comics. Yeah. Yep. Quest for Tires.
And it's loaded there.
Anybody who had a Commodore will remember these load commands. I mean, this is obscure to me, but I presume this is standard for a Commodore.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see if this works here. Oops.
Press play on tape.
Exactly.
Well, you have to tell it's a drive, not a tape. Loading. List.
So there it is.
It's
now
in
we're
basic.
Going to load. It is. We're going to load the game, which is loading the first thing on the disk.
Memories of
And
the way
now we're gonna run it.
used to compute.
Now, if you listen way down here on the computer, you can hear a clicking.
Yeah.
Click, click, click. That's loading one block. And so it's got to load 70-some blocks. How many ever blocks the program is?
But it has to do that, otherwise it'll be too fast.
It'll be
C64.
too fast. Exactly.
Do you find that now the games are playing on the C64, so they're not going to play too fast?
No.
So the only issue really is you got to have a computer that runs DOS well.
Exactly.
And
That's
that means
thing.
not XP,
not XP,
not NT, not 2000.
The program has worked on there, and the creator of the program has got to work on a bunch of different places. But my experience is best is
Windows
DOS.
98 or 95,
Exactly.
and then a DOS boot
Exactly.
disk. Although since these images are so small, you could probably put the images on the DOS disk.
You could.
Multiple images.
Easy.
Here it is.
So here it is.
Oh, I like this. I remember this.
Tires.
There he is.
And we loaded it off of the PC.
But it's running on the Commodore.
That's right, using all 8
this
colors.
actually has a practical use, because if you had on your floppies word processing documents, other data that you wanted to resurrect that you needed desperately because you spent years putting in all this stuff, you can also do it as well, right? And be able to read those and mount them and use them.
20 years ago.
20? Is it really that long?
Right? Yeah.
20 years ago. And you were just a young lad.
Yes.
All right. Anything else we need to know? This is a great thing to be able to do.
Practice. You have to get in and tweak and get it to work.
Load, quote, $, quote, comma, 8. Very important.
Very important.
Don't forget it, folks.
That's
For instructions on how to use your original C64 with your PC, check out Joshua's article, all the details of the screens. Wow, you got smushed.
Well, I died.
At thescreensavers.com. Keep playing. We got to play this in our LAN party.
We will.
Oh, look at that. Still to come, our Unreal